Today we're gonna be going into what I think was the best Dragon Ball GT game, because it might actually be the only Dragon Ball GT game, like officially. I know the other game that came out for PS1, I think in 2002 or something like that, technically was a GT game, but it wasn't really labeled as a GT game. I get this game I understand this game gets a lot of hate and a lot of flack, but it also reviews very, very well. So I think it has some justified opinions against it. But I think overall this was a really good complete package of the GT story, and you know, the gameplay mechanics were fine. I think Webfoot was killing it back in the day. I mean, they made the Legacy of Goku 1 kind of trash of a game, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Legacy of Goku 2, which I think everybody gasses up because I think Blue's Fury is way better than all the other games that Webfoot has developed for Dragon Ball specifically. But yeah, I think GT Transformations was great. I'm just gonna run through same thing I did in the previous video, just a little bit of the story, you know, just a little bit of the intro, show you kind of why I think it's pretty cool. I loved how you could play as, you know, you get to play as everybody, really, sort of. It picks right up, you know, it felt like a natural progression from Blue's Fury, in my opinion. They changed the mechanics up. It's not as adventurous as it used to be. It's kind of more of a side scroller in a sense. But I still think that they did a really good job with how they presented it to you. It was kind of like if you just enjoyed the style, you enjoyed it. I think everything from the presentation, from the music was great. The way that they did the story was great. And it's the Dragon Ball GT story. Now in this game, you get to travel to like different planets. You get to go to this place, that place, and each one of those parts are basically a part of the story. You get to play through it. And I just love that. You can re-go through certain stuff. But yeah, the other game really wasn't a GT game. So I don't know if you would classify it. This might be the best Dragon Ball GT game because it could, you know, technically be the only GT game. Now you see, we got like this kind of graphic novel style of doing stuff. And yeah, you know, a lot of people wasn't a big fan of this. I get it. This is how the combat was. I was a huge fan of this. I never had an issue with this style. I love the boss fights in this game, but as you go forward through this game, you do kind of wish that it was a little bit more adventurous, more things to do, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Pan comes up in here, throw some key blasts. And this is a good way to help you, you know, get your health back with the other characters too. I don't know, what was the reason why you didn't like this game as much? Because again, growing up, I love this game, and I revisit this game as I'm older, and I still mess with this game. And I get a lot of people who don't, but the only complaints I've ever seen is, oh, we don't like the way that it's played. Like we don't like the combat in the game, which it's justifiable. I just don't think it's as bad as what people might have been saying. Yeah, I'm all for a developer doing something different. I don't think like, oh, okay, a developer does something, that's all they have to give us. I think it's important to note that it means like if a developer does something different, it has to still be executed really well. And I think GT Transformation was executed well. Why am I saying and clarifying this? Because of course we have the abomination that is the Suicide Squad game, where the developer did something different and nobody is messing with it. And I don't think people are not messing with it due to the fact that it's different. It's just not executed good. I love playing as Super Saiyan 4 Goku in this game too. Yeah, definitely let me know if there's like something that you want me to do a playthrough on, because I don't mind playing older games, as you can see. Especially if it's games that I know a lot of people haven't heard of or seen before. Oh, the sound design. I know I'm coded inside of like nostalgia right now, but it's such a good feeling. I don't want to make the video too long, of course. Kind of same thing that I did in Legacy of Goku, well, Blue's Fury, excuse me. I will probably be making a video on Legacy of Goku as well. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, because I feel like it's a game everybody knows. But a lot of people that I've talked to know Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, and they think Legacy of Goku 1 is really good, even though it's really not that good. I could be wrong. You know, we'll talk more about it when we do a video on the actual game. But I didn't think Legacy of Goku 1 was really that strong. it was good for when it came out, I guess, but everybody that played that game will tell you the game was far too difficult, wasn't balanced well, those wolves were ridiculous, and I think it really just boils down to the hit detection, your hitbox, because they will be able to hit you and you're like right there in their face and somehow you're still not hitting them. Whereas as Webfoot continued to make games with Atari and Bandai, I think it was, their games just got progressively better, and I think Boo's Fury in this game definitely peak. Of course, I also put Legacy of Goku 2 up there, but Webfoot went on to develop other games kind of in the Budokai style. I wasn't really a big fan of that. So, and yeah, you know, this is, again, going through the early parts of GT. I just love how they tell the story. This is definitely not an this is more just an action RPG than it is a traditional RPG like the Legacy of Goku series and Boo's Fury. It was definitely one of those games where it's like, if you learn the combat system, I think everything just gets way easier. But you have to like really spend time and learn the combat system in this game. Because it's not as easy as just like, oh, spam here, do this. Like there's a dash hit that you have to learn how to do, or you're kind of screwed. As I was saying before, you know, I just think that this game is unfairly being judged by today's standards. And if I'm gonna be honest, even if I'm gonna look at it from today's standards, I don't think the game is really that bad. I think a lot of the game is also knowing your characters, like what they're good at. Pan is great with projectiles, because she always delivers like 2 because she has Giru with her. Like even on my base blast, a lot of the other people that you're playing with in this game have like multiple blasts, but it's when you charge it up, you get an extra rocket just playing with her. And I'm doing way better this run. This is my 3rd run. I don't know if you're gonna see the other 2, but this is my 3rd run. I don't think I've played this game since like, I don't know. It's hard to say. The game kind of has its own hidden things, like who takes more damage, who has a lower health bar, stuff like that you don't really think about until you're maybe a little bit older and like playing the game. The reason I keep saying stuff like that is because a lot of the times when we play games, again, like, you know, we're not thinking about the complexities of the game. We're just like, hey, can we play the game? All right, I think Trunks are probably better suited here if I can actually move. Actually, hold on, what's in here? Oh, and the invincibility. There we go, we're good. I'm gonna charge up my key while I can. Doesn't matter. Not doing any damage to me, no sir. Doesn't matter. Yep. It's all good. I love that. It's like the game comes with these small little power-ups and stuff. And I was about to say, that wasn't even the main boss. This guy is Don Key. All right, frame 1, definitely going to Trunks here. Yeah, a lot of this game definitely has its difficulties. Bop, 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 bop. Beat down on him. I don't think anybody that plays this game will tell you that it's like just super duper easy. It's not. That's only phase 1. I remember him having 2 phases. What? No, I could have sworn there was a 2nd phase where you fight him like as a Super Saiyan or something like that. Maybe that's later, because like I said, after you beat the game, there's like other variations of the game, like the story that you're playing through. I don't know, this game is definitely more arcadey than the other games that Webfoot has developed, I would say. Oof. Say what you will about GT. GT had amazing soundtrack. All of Dragon Ball, really, but GT really had like these small little things that I love. It's the nostalgia, maybe. I'm just gonna skip past all that because I don't want a lot of, you know, everybody has seen the story of this game. Well, for GT and stuff. And if you haven't, then again, let me know down in the description or down in the comments if you want me to play through it. So you see kind of like they see how you perform throughout the game, your health, the amount of time it took you to beat the game, that level. So that's what I mean. The game is so much more in an arcade fashion. And this is what I was saying before, you kind of get to go through another planet. Each of these planets are basically another level of the game. So you have plenty of levels in the game, plenty of ways to play through it. I'm hoping none of the soundtrack is copyrighted or anything. I don't think I've ever seen somebody on YouTube play this game. I remember this. The little bees, bro. These days get so annoying down the road. You tell me down below what's like some of your favorites. I know a lot of people are gonna say Legacy of Goku 2, but actually, you know what? Instead of saying what's your favorite, tell me why you like or dislike this game. I'm sure I'm gonna use some kind of clickbaity thumbnail and some kind of clickbaity, I don't know, but honest, to my point of view, title. But still, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about this game in particular. I never know how I'm gonna edit these because they're older titles and I don't know like how much I want to show off, but whatever I do show off, if it's your first time seeing the game, what are your thoughts? Did I encourage you to possibly go back to the game and, I don't know, play through it yourself? This is on the Game Boy. I'm gonna probably have to switch here soon if they don't give me any type of some health. Pop, 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 slash. Yeah, if I don't see any health coming down, it's possible because, yep. There we go. I'm gonna go to Goku. Pop, 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 pop. Hold this. I love Goku's slide kick. Man, bro, the nostalgia. I really do wonder how you look at this game nowadays without the eyes or the lens of nostalgia. There's no way that I can look at it objectively with no nostalgia on it. Like, honestly, like this, you know, because I love everything from the sounds to how everything plays. It's so fun. And it just makes me feel like a kid again. And that could really be a selling point for a lot of games, right? Think about the new Tenkaichi game that's coming out, or Sparking Zero, mind you. Which a little nod, the game has always been called Sparking Zero in Japan. It's just for some reason we in the US rebranded it as Tenkaichi. It was never called Tenkaichi in Japan. Bop, bop, bop. Oh my gosh, combo and combo. Oh my gosh, I remember these spider dudes. I think is this the level where you have that boss that you have to like fight his mouth. Pause. Okay, he's gonna keep attacking here. Attack. Yep. I want to do a slide kick. That's the best way to fight that spider is slide kicks. Yep. Switch out. I'm about to start using projectiles like a bitch. Yo, when was the last time Pan was like really playable in a game? Was Pan playable in Tenkaichi 3 and stuff? Because they went over like the GT story in those games. I don't consider those GT games because it's not like, you know, that's not the main focus of just the game. It's just GT storyline. They have GT elements in those, of course, in the Budokai games, Budokai 3 and in Infinite World and stuff like that, but I feel like we haven't gotten a good game where we could play as Pan. I guess Xenoverse, right? But that's a little different. I remember this, and then it can, I was just about to say extend its neck and shit. It can kind of spam you. I ain't gonna hold you. Go over to Trunks because he has the most health. I don't want to risk her dying. I wish there was a way to like guard in this game. But as far as I know, there's no way to guard. I wish there was also a way that you could use your team members as support. Ooh. Yup, I knew he was gonna do a second one. All right, it's a wrap. A wrap for you. That could have been the level or just going into the other part. I think majority of the maps in this game have like 2 or 3 levels to them. Hopefully that drop, okay, that does drop something for me. Not much, but it definitely dropped something. I'm trying to hold off as much as I can but also still get good scores. Okay, it's bad position I'm in right here. I don't want to be, I don't want to get sandwiched in. Like I said, the best thing to do against this damn thing is to do slide hits. Bop. Okay, there we go. We're good there. Needed that. I'm sure playing this game might be boring, or it could be good. I guess it depends on the person, right? I don't know if I'm that entertaining to that extent, but hey, you know, I love talking about the game. I love talking about Dragon Ball. I think the best part of GT was it just brought that adventure feeling back to the series. I have always hated how they had to change them and make them back into kids. By them, of course, I mean Goku, and I didn't like how Trunks seemed to just like, I don't know. He always did something that made him seem like soft or weak. But I did love the themes that they used in GT because it was a lot of the original Dragon Ball elements. And of course, we got the iconic Super Saiyan 4. Baby Vegeta was also a pretty good villain. I think Baby just in general made sense. I think where they kind of started to lose people is not that people didn't like GT overall. I think it's just that we got so much more of GT being such a mid to low tier product because first off, the art style was a little bit different because it wasn't made by Akira Toriyama, of course. He did help with the character designs for like Super Saiyan 4 and stuff. And he like overseen the story, but he didn't like really have his hand in the pot when it came to cooking up the story, if that makes sense. So I think the thing that made GT such a downside to it, because a lot of people didn't know Akira Toriyama didn't make it until like way later. But yeah, I definitely think something that really made a huge difference was the fact that, hello? Off screen. I think a thing that made a huge difference is just people were turned off by Goku turning back into a kid. You know, as he should. As you should. You can be turned off by something like that. That makes sense. But also the story didn't make the most sense. Like, oh, we're just gonna travel around, find these Dragon Balls. And people wanted to see more of like, oh, we have adult versions of these characters. This is kind of cool. We're figuring out what happened at the end of Z with Oob and everything. But yeah, people like, okay, Goten didn't join them. You just had Trunks, and then they make Trunks seem weak all the time. We had Pan, which kind of took a lot of warming up to, because a lot of people didn't like Pan off the jump. So yeah, you know, it had its downfalls, but I think overall when you just kind of get past that and just look at the story objectively, there's a lot going for GT. It's just, you know, they don't do enough to innovate. I don't think so. But that's just my opinion on GT. I still think GT is great overall. Well, I would say good, not great. The later parts when they started getting to like the Fusion and Omega Shenron, it started picking up again of being like this amazing story. But it was definitely peak when it came into the Baby arc and how Baby was kind of taking over Earth and everything. It was really sad how the planet was blowing up and shit. I'm just ruining all of GT if you never watched, yo. But you definitely should put in some time to learn and watch that, just so you can at least form your own opinion of the game and or the show. A lot of these games growing up for me were also just like time consumers. Like, hey, I needed something to play. I'm on a road trip right now. And it was the closest thing. It occupied my time for a little while, and I loved playing it, and I knew the story, so it wasn't anything where I was like, damn, I don't want to play through the story, but I don't like, you know, I really enjoyed the story growing up, so I was like, hey, here it is. This is the thing. We get the Dragon Ball from, I freaking knew it. It was the Giant. I was just talking about how you have a boss that you have to fight that's literally going and fighting somebody's mouth. Might again be the best person for the job because she's small enough where her ki blast actually hit the tooth. And then more of these things come down. I remember there's a harder version of this fight somewhere. I remember seeing somewhere that people didn't like playing as Pan in this game but she really is one of the better characters to play as in this game. Again, you just had to know what you're doing. I think another thing GT did wrong was making Goku seem like way more stupid than he is. Goku has a lot of battle experience, so he's not as dumb as a lot of like Super and other shows be showing. But even Super did a good job at showing why like Goku is pretty intelligent, especially when it comes to fighting. And he can make pretty smart decisions when he wants to. Bop, 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 bop. That should be one more drop. Here we go. Bam! And then that was the giant. Yep. Wow, that was pretty big cavity he had. Bad cavity he had. Should feel better now, though. And then we're done. We're done with that mission. We'll probably revisit that mission at some point, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. So let me know what your thoughts are on this game. If you've played it before, if you haven't played it before, does it look like something that interests you? And if it doesn't, why? I would love to hear your responses. I'm kind of just on this journey. What's another older game you want me to revisit? I'm all for it, you know? There's so many ways to get older games on the channel. I just want to explore it, you know? I'm doing a pretty good job. I think I've been uploading every day now for the last, maybe like this month or something. That's something huge for me. I don't know if I'm gonna continue it, but I'm here. I got Naruto coming next. I promise you. I have Naruto coming next. Again, if this is something that you want to see moved on and like you want to see a full playthrough of this, let me know. I see what I could do. I could possibly play through it, maybe stitch together all the scenes and all the stuff and have it uploaded to my Patreon or something like that. If that's something that you guys are feeling, or if you want to keep it grounded on YouTube, I could possibly do like a whole playthrough and just have it as members only. Just because I feel like for the general audience, I come just doing this one and done videos, maybe 2 and done videos, showing off the games and then kind of just moving past, just doing other stuff, talking about different things. I love talking about Dragon Ball, I love talking about anime, I love talking about Naruto, and I love playing video games, whether it's the new Stellar Blade that's coming out or anything else, right? So I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I'll see you later. Please stay safe out there, and thank you for supporting me if you do. Peace.
Never felt like I never felt like baby, stay with me.